What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to a brand new video on my channel. My name is Sean, aka Elite, and today we're going to be talking all about when to buy, when to sell for these Path to Glory cards, as well as the current week's Team of the Week, basically talking about what is going to be best for our opportunity cost. Opportunity cost really comes down to, yes, a card is going to rise, but how quickly? Is it going to be the best investment? And that's what we're going to search for today. So hopefully this video helps you make some coins and helps you navigate the market over the course of the next 2 days. So let's go ahead and hop right into it. So the first thing I want to talk about is the card that I've probably mentioned in 3 or 4 videos now, which is Teo Hernandez. I did finally pull the trigger. I tweeted out on my Twitter, which is linked down below, right when I did it. So you guys knew exactly when I finally pulled the trigger on this card. And I didn't really spend too much more than 160 on any card. In fact, I got a couple good deals, 155, 158. He was kind of chilling at for a while. I did snipe one card for 148, but generally all the cards are probably an average of 159,000 coins. And I ended up picking up 16 of those cards. So I've got a lot of that for the current Team of the Week. And with that being said, in the current Team of the Week, we've also got Diaby and we've got Bremer. And the reason we're picking these cards up is because in previous weeks we have seen these cards rise a lot on Tuesdays and on Wednesdays and even on Thursdays, depending on which week. Now, there have been a couple weeks where these cards have dropped out of packs, and one of those is the week that Ousmane Dembele and Mbappe were in the Team of the Week, where these cards actually dropped pretty heavily over time after they went out of packs. So there are certain Team of the Weeks that don't do great out of packs, and I think this Team of the Week could end up being one of them, just because there was so much supply this week because of all the people opening packs for Path to Glory, and with the new Path to Glory team coming out on Friday and them dropping so much content, it might not be a card that we want to hold long term, but so far it is looking good and it's following exactly what we thought was going to happen. We're already starting to see a rise on this Teo Hernandez card. He's gone up from 158,000 coins earlier today into the night. He's about 173,000 coins right now. So he has risen about 14K already. We're covering tax. We're making about 5K a card already on average. And since we have 16 of him, that 5K profit, it adds up to over 60K profit as it is right now, over 75K profit as it is right now. And every 1,000 coins he goes up is another 16K in our bank. And I think it's a safe card to hold on to for the next 48 hours. After that, I'm probably going to be selling, not because I'm 100% sure he's not going to continue rising. In fact, I think it's probably more likely he does keep rising a little bit rather than drop like that Ousmane Dembele. But the reason I think we should sell our inform investments within the next 48 hours is because we want to get in on the Path to Glory investments. And right now, of course, at nighttime, they are a little bit inflated, but they're still pretty cheap. They're not really too much higher than what they've been at their lowest point. And I've kind of been using Araujo as my base reference card just to see how these cards are moving. I've been pretty much looking at all of them in my FUTBIN tracker, but 246K, he's been at his lowest point about 233. So he's up a little bit, but what we saw from Road to the Knockouts makes me a little bit nervous. And that's the reason I haven't really bought in on a lot of these cards yet. Because if we take a look at what happened during the Road to the Knockout promo back about a month ago, that was our last dynamic promo. And Valverde here, this card, if you look at the daily price, he was most expensive on day 1 and day 2. He dropped a little bit, and that's kind of where we're sitting at right now, and sitting here, right? Because that's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. It's pretty stable still. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Wow. Huge crash on those cards, going from 700K to 500K. Big crash on that Valverde. If we take a look at Bremer, a more low budget card, we can see something similar. And this card, I believe, was dropped later in the promo. So that was Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So that Wednesday seemed to hit these cards so hard that they dropped, what is that percent from Tuesday to Wednesday? 130 to 74. That's dropping like 40% in price. And I don't expect the Path to Glories to drop like that. In fact, it wouldn't make much sense for them to go that far down just because these cards have so much good value out of packs. But given that much of a drop, I kind of want to wait until Wednesday and see what happens. Because if we've got another Path to Glory team coming, that's going to add more opportunity for people to pick up those kind of cards. And maybe we see a little bit of a drop again on Wednesday. So I think the best route to capitalizing on the current market is to go with our Inform investments, sell those, and then use the coins to reinvest in Path to Glories around Wednesday or Thursday. Because what we've seen from Ones to Watch and Road to the Knockouts is that these cards are still pretty cheap on Wednesday and Thursday, and we don't have to get in on these investments too dang early. Plus, marquee matchups is always kind of a reliable time to bring extra supply. If you've waited a little bit too long to get in on an investment, you can always try to get in after marquee matchups on Thursdays, which is, maybe not getting the best deal on a card, but it's giving you that last opportunity to get in on it before things do skyrocket out of packs. Now, one thing that I do want to note is that these cards are probably going to rise quicker for the players that are going to play in the World Cup matches that are sooner. So, the World Cup schedule right now, obviously Qatar and Ecuador are the first match on November 20th, which is on Sunday. But then we've actually got Path to Glory cards on Monday, okay? So we've got Path to Glories from England. We've got Path to Glories from Netherlands. We've got Path to Glories coming for USA as well with Christian Pulisic on Friday. So we've got a couple different options to go in on cards that I think are going to rise a little bit quicker just because their games are sooner and people are going to want to invest for those matches. So Frankie de Jong might start rising a little bit earlier than maybe somebody like Bernardo Silva, just because that game is sooner. But the main thing that you want to be focusing on is cards that are from good nations and kind of playing around with what would that card be on the market if it never got upgraded. If that was always 88 rated as Frankie de Jong here, would it be 500,000 coins on the market? And personally, I do not think so. I think a lot of that value, and rightfully so, is coming from the potential upgrades that Netherlands are going to get. And Netherlands have a decently easy group. Qatar, Ecuador, Senegal with an injured Sadio Mane is not going to be that difficult for Netherlands to get out of that group. And I think everybody's banking on this card being at least 89 rated. So there is value there. What happens if Netherlands get grouped miraculously? I don't know how it would happen. I don't think it'll happen. I think Netherlands are going far personally. But if it does happen, that card crashes big time. So you've got to be very careful with these cards so that you're not holding into games where, Netherlands end up drawing, Senegal in the first match or losing to Senegal in the first match. That card will crash. So you want to sell into the hype. You want to sell before the matches. And even though sometimes those cards will go up because of a great performance or because they win, normally if it's a game where they are expected or they're the favorites to win, they're not going to rise afterwards. They're only going to drop afterwards if they lose or draw. And sometimes if we take a little bit of a look at the OTWs, and I know I mentioned this in yesterday's video, sometimes they still drop even if they end up winning. So that is something you definitely have to pay attention to. If you guys guys invested in SBC fodder, however, there are some ratings I would sell and some I would keep. As you can see, I haven't sold my 84s. Those are still too cheap. So I'm holding on to any of those 84s that I've packed, knowing that right now they're only 2,000 coins. They can easily go over 3K, close to 4K with the right SBC. And that's just a waiting game. Now, 88s on the other hand, 89s, 90s, 91s, all of those cards are probably good to sell because Diaz was a card that I had for about 21 to 22K, and his card has gone all the way to 24,000 coins now. And I can't imagine they're going to attack the same rating over and over again, but they have in the past with 85s. And speaking of 85s, those are still pretty low in price. The 85s have stayed pretty low. They haven't really been affected by the icon SBC because it doesn't make sense too much to actually use them a lot in the SBC. If you look at the best possible rating combinations, you're seeing a lot of 84s. You're not seeing a ton of 85s being used in cheapest solutions for it. So the 85s still haven't moved a ton. And the 84s haven't moved much because I think there's just so much supply, so much investing going on that even though they're being used a little bit in the SBC, it's not enough to really push them up yet with them being packed so much and being in so many people's clubs. I think a lot of people are getting 84s from those, 80 times 20 packs that I'm going to open here soon in the video. So that is my take on the SBC fodder. And then one last thing, an investment that we've already started making was the Iran players. So I told you guys in yesterday's video to pick up players from Iran. I think that this investment has been blown out of proportion by the Twitter community and a lot of trading Patreons because he's 1,500 now. Taremi and Azmoun are 1,500 coins now, and that's ridiculous because the Iran SBC is not even out yet. So if you bought those cards for 600 coins like I did, just sell. I mean, you're over doubling your coins already. They're probably going to go back down before the Iran SBC even comes out. I would just take the profit at 1,500 coins, especially with how quickly it worked out. I know a lot of you guys tweeted at me today saying, do I sell these cards? They went up to like 1,600 today. I have 70. And I'm like, yeah, just take the coins at this point. We don't know how long it's actually going to be until Iran actually get that daily SBC. And right now they're up a lot. So might as well sell. So let's go ahead and talk about the World Cup promo in FIFA Ultimate Team. We've got a pretty cool aspect here with the FIFA World Cup reward levels. I think these are really, really cool because it adds that kind of same feel that we got from the World Cup mode in FIFA 14 and the World Cup mode in FIFA 18. I just wish it was a little bit more pushed forward. I wish the rewards were better because if they made these rewards better, then you can see level 10 is just an 85 plus 3 players pack. It's not that crazy. And you need to collect 500, I think, is the... no, you need 750 of the World Cup players to get that pack. And that is a grind. I think that they need to be making level 9 better than... Okay, I guess there is a 100k pack there at level 9. But still, I think these levels should be absolutely juiced at level 9 and 10 because you really have to grind your butt off to get there, and it would really add a collectible kind of aspect to the game, kind of like when you tried to collect every single card in the World Cup mode from previous years. And I think a lot of people are really hyped about this promo, and it came out and everybody was saying it might be the biggest promo of the year. But now we're 2 days in. The content has been pretty predictable. In fact, we all saw that icon SBC coming, and we know all of the cards when they're coming out. We know upgrade day is on Mondays. We know what SBCs come out on every single day, and it's kind of becoming a little bit repetitive. I think EA need to do something to spice things up because you can't do anything with the untradeable SBC cards, or not the SBC cards. You can't do anything with the untradeable World Cup cards, so it's not really that useful to continue to pack these cards. You just have to continue to quick sell them. You can't put them into any specific SBCs. I know that it would definitely change the game if you could use the World Cup cards on Robbie Keane, and that's not what I'm asking for. I think they need to do something where they add SBCs that are just World Cup related. Maybe it's cards that, you know, are similar to like these this Cafu or the Fabinho or the Kingsley Coman, and they dropped that into an SBC, and they made it to where you needed so many different windows and so many different squads and so many high-rated squads, but you could also use the World Cup cards in it. I think that would add a lot of value to this promo. I think it would make it a lot more exciting. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comments down below. But I am getting bored of this promo already, and a lot of people on Twitter have kind of been saying the same thing, so I'm going to spice it up to end today's video, and we're going to open up this 82 plus times 20 rare players pack because, one, I'm super impatient, and two, I think we can get everything we want out of these swaps and still be able to sacrifice these three cards, because right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We can't even get to 20 yet, which is the one that I really want, which is the 84 times 20 times 3 pack. That's 60 cards that are 84 plus. So that's the next one I'm going to do. But just to get some fodder in the club, just to really spice things up, because I've kind of been looking at this pack and I've been getting impatient. So we're going to end the video with this today. And before we open the pack, I'm going to go ahead and make the secret comment of today's video: pineapple. So if you've made it this far into the video, comment the word pineapple down below, and I'll make sure to heart everybody's comment that uses the word pineapple. Let's see if we can get something good out of this pack. 82 times 20. I've seen some really good packs. I've seen some kind of bad packs, but it's only 3 tokens. 3 tokens isn't that hard to get. It only takes a few minutes to go out and do those swaps on the golden goal mode. So it's not terribly difficult to get, but they are probably going to get increasingly more difficult as we try to get 20 tokens for the next one. But I digress. Let's open this pack, and let's hope to find something absolutely incredible inside of it. It's going to be a Path to Glory. That's the first one I've packed all year. It's going to be Jonathan Osorio, which is one of the worst ones. It might be the worst one. I don't want that card. No, I don't have him. I don't have him. Kostic, Di Maria, anything duplicate. Oviedo. That's the one I have already. So I have packed a Path to Glory. And they're both terrible. I already regret my decision. Anyways, that's going to be it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for making it to the end of today's video. And if you did, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Definitely drop a like, a little bit of sympathy. Cheer me up after that terrible, terrible pack that I just had. And I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Peace out.